Now that the sun is almost shining, we thought we would show you some nature crafts that you can do.
We have a flower press art.
We've got a paper plate flower hanging.
And we've got an air dry clay nature wall hanging.
Now if you like this video, don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new stuff and subscribe to the Hobbycraft channel.
Keep watching and we'll show you how to make them.
For this project you will need a glass frame, a sheet of acetate, some flowers and leaves, air dry clay, a rolling pin, a stick, cookie cutters, twine, lace ribbon, a fat needle, secateurs, paint, a glue gun or some strong glue, wool, paper plate and a hole punch. For the flower press art, start by gathering some flowers and leaves from the garden. Arrange them roughly into your frame to see which ones work together. Once you're happy with it, lay out the flowers onto a sheet of paper. Bend any open flowers so that they are face down. Lay another sheet of paper on top, then place inside a heavy book. Add some more books on top or anything else that's weighted. Then set aside to flatten for a week. Then remove from the book to reveal your pressed flowers. Arrange them face up onto a sheet of acetate. The static will probably hold these in place, but if not, you can add a little glue to the back of the flowers. Once you're happy, add the glass from the frame on top, then flip it around and pop it into the frame. Pop down the metal grips to finish. For the air dry clay wall hanging, use leaves and flowers from the garden as before, but select ones that have sturdy stems and leaves to get a good imprint. Roll out some air dry clay to a thickness of about 5mm. Then gently press the cookie cutters onto the clay to create 6 outlines. Place your leaves inside each circle and roll over with a rolling pin to get a good imprint. Remove the leaves and cut out the clay with the cutters. Smooth the edges with a little bit of water, then set aside to dry overnight. Once dry, you can paint the imprints if you like. Here we are painting half of them in different shades of pale green and leaving the rest natural. Glue the clay discs in pairs onto some twine on the backs. Leave extra twine at the top so that you can hang them and a little bit at the bottom for tassels. To make tassels, wind string around your fingers about 10 times, remove and tie around the top, then cut through the loops at the bottom. Thread a needle into the end of your clay twine and feed it through the top of the tassel and tie to secure. Tie each piece of twine onto a large stick, checking the length of the hangings as you go. Tie the 2 side pieces together to create a hanging loop, or add more twine if you don't have enough excess. Trim your stick to size using secateurs if you need to, then glue on a little decorative lace ribbon for a final touch. For the paper plate flowers, measure to find the centre of a paper plate, then divide it up into 8 sections like this. Draw a flower with 8 petals on each line, cut around the rim of the plate, then cut out the flower. Paint the flower and the frame on both sides. Hole punch the flower on the top of each petal and around the frame where marked at the 8 points. Thread some wool onto the frame and tie to secure. Then feed the wool through 2 opposite holes on the flower and into the opposite hole on the frame through the top. Pull the wool fairly tightly so that the flower stays secure. Move to the next hole along on the frame and repeat so that there is wool on the whole flower. Tie to secure the ends. Add a little centre to the flower using contrasting wool. Tie the wool onto the centre, then weave it in and out of the wool frame. Keep going until you have a nice centre to your flower, then tie to secure. To finish, tie on a little hanging loop, then you can hang in a tree for some nice garden art.
So there you go, lots of lovely nature crafts that you can do with your children.
There are loads more nature themed crafts over on the Hobbycraft Ideas Hub, so make sure you check them out.
Thanks for watching.